Shoot. What happened to it? There it is. All right, let's get this going. Let's see. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, let's do this. Hi. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Hey, everybody. This is Jason from Oddball Magazine. Let me turn down that. What you're listening to is that's Pete Rock. He did this instrumental for e.a.r. The song's called Boston. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Before that, you heard Large Professor and I don't want to ill. I just want to chill. Anywho. Happy Friday, everybody. Today is Friday. It is the weekly What's Up with Oddball Magazine, Oddball Show, and Who Is This Character, Jason Wright. All that good stuff. So, let's just start with what's going on today with Oddball Magazine. There's a lot going on, as usual. I think I'm going to pull it up here just to show you what we've been doing. So I'm just going to pull up and just kind of go through a little bit of I'm going to go through a little bit of what we've been doing this week. So let's do that real quick. Let me just put up and there we are. All right. So let's check out what we did this week at Oddball Magazine. First off, go to oddballmagazine.com right here. You can check that out. You'll see our Oddball Magazine logo. You'll see the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram. That's Facebook. You are probably listening to us on Facebook right now. Twitter, it is Oddball Magazine. And Instagram, it is Oddball Magazine. A little bit about Oddball, which I do every time we get together. I just read you what we're about, because I think that's important to know. So this is what we're about Oddball. So first of all, we are a poetry and art and entertainment magazine. So check us out. We are the someones and the no ones. We are the magazine for anyone who isn't anything. We are for the dreamer in a nightmare. We are the poem you never meant to finish. We are the people who washed your dishes. We are people with mental illness, mental health conditions. I'm going to change that to diagnoses. We are photographers with broken lenses still create something beautiful. We're all and we are one. We are Oddball Magazine. Signed, Jason Wright, editor. And look, doctors say don't cover up your dark spots. Okay, anyway, that's an ad on my stuff. I don't know why it's there. You got the submission guidelines, you got the bookstore, you got the columns, you got the Oddball Artist, you got the Oddball Show podcast, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And you have a contact. You can contact us. Best way to do it is go to editors@oddballmagazine.com. I will catch that, and you can say, hey, what's up, Jason? What's up, Chad? And all that good stuff. And stay connected. We are compiling a newsletter. At some point, we'll give you a monthly newsletter if you want to stay connected. So, with that being said, let's go to the Monday at oddballmagazine.com. So I think that's where we should start, right? So how was your day? If you're here right now and you're listening, tell me in the comments how your day was. Tell me how messed up or how great your day was. I want to hear. Honestly, I don't know if anyone's listening. If they are, fantastic. But let's keep on trucking here. So it's oddballmagazine.com. You just go to oddballmagazine.com. If you see the red 3, you're in the right place. If you go somewhere else and there's not the red 3, then I don't know what to tell you. But oddballmagazine.com. So yeah, I had a pretty good day today. As you know, I'm a certified peer specialist, and I get to work with people with lived experience and show them that there's so much more to a diagnosis. And I did some really cool stuff today, as I always do, and I'm really grateful for that opportunity. While this is loading, because the wonders of technology, I will tell you a little bit of the stuff that's going on this Saturday. You can check out Tony B at the Dudley Square. I'm sorry. You can check her out at the Middle East. She's going to be previewing her brand new book, 22, again, which is going to be great. I'm hoping to be there for that. So, check that out if you can, and then head over to the Dudley Cafe and check out the Amazing Woman Showcase. Whoa, man, because there's going to be women and men both performing, and all of them are beast poets. And if you want to catch Tony B at the Middle East, that is going to be an incredible show. So here we go. Let's go with Monday. Okay, starting with the odds by Bill Harvey. So, all right, Bill Harvey. Bill Harvey is he is a cartoonist, which is pretty cool. We have this cartoonist named Bill Harvey. He's from Detroit. I've never met him. I have no idea who Bill Harvey is, but he has been with us for a while. So I have been part of, the odds has been with Oddball Magazine for at least 3 years now. So I really appreciate Bill Harvey putting his work in every Monday. So, Tad and Elmire making the serious delirious. Tad Odd, the best dang lion tamer in the world. That's the cartoon. That is it. That's the comic strip. Tad Odd, the best dang lion tamer in the world. Bill Harvey is a cartoonist working as a technician in the Detroit area. His comic appears weekly in Oddball Magazine. And that is Bill Harvey. That was Monday. All right. We're moving on. Then we have another interesting column. Well, we have Bruce Wise. We'll get into that in a little bit. So let's go to the next thing at Oddball Magazine. We have the odds. Let's keep on going. We're going to go next. And then we have The Secrets of Skinny People by Jeffrey Fallon. Okay, so The Secrets of Skinny People is a cool comic strip where Jeff just writes on found things. This looks like a receipt. Oh no, man, is that like a bunch of oh, I get it. Okay, because I get this because I'm only on season 3 of Game of Thrones. So please don't let me know anything about what's happening at Game of Thrones, because honestly, I hope to get there at some point. Someone told me what hold the door means, which I don't appreciate that. When I get there, I'll be very upset. So whatever is happening right now, I don't want to know anything about. And apparently that's what Jeffrey's writing about here. He's a funny guy, man. Did you pay your taxes? Winter is coming. That's good, man. That's really good. So that was Jeff at Oddball Magazine. Please do not spoil Game of Thrones for me. I'm a little bit behind in the times. I just finished Dexter, 98 episodes of that, and believe me, that took a lot to do. So please don't spoil it for me. All right, next we have a poem by Luis Lazaro Tiarina. I don't know if I pronounced that, but I know he's a really great poet who has been in our magazine a bunch of times. So check out that art, man. This looks like a picture of Notre Dame right there, and that's the River Seine. I've actually been there. It's a beautiful place. So I'm going to read this. Notre Dame is burning. Architecture began like all writing. Victor Hugo. Notre Dame is burning, which is us. The oak trees that collapsed in fire is us. Words of altar and nave aflame in the night is us. On an April night, Edith Piaf sings our song, Notre Dame de Paris. The little sparrow sings, Belle, c'est un mot qu'on devrait inventer pour elle quand elle danse et qu'elle met son corps à jour. Beautiful when she dances, revealing her body in fire and water. The old lady, her body burns in us. 9 centuries of bravery into a cold April. She burns in majestic ruin for us, a tragic dance of fire into the Paris night. She burned for us in our despair, we burn for the great lady. Cathedral, Notre Dame de Paris, we who adored in dying April. We burn for her architecture of words. All of us burn on a night in April. Yeah, that's a pretty good poem. That's really nice. That's a nice poem. I don't know if you were affected by the Notre Dame, leave it in the comments. I wrote about Notre Dame last week. It's a beautiful place, and I'm glad that they'll be able to rebuild. But it is really sad when something as beautiful and historical as Notre Dame set fire like it did 2 weeks ago. So, beautiful poem by Louis. Louis was born in Salina, Kansas. Mr. Tiarina has a Master of Art degree in history, concentration being military history and diplomacy. He is a published author of military theory, short stories, essays, and poetry. Mr. Tiarina resides in Vermont. And that was April 22nd. So I think, yeah, that was Monday. Okay. So that was Monday. If you guys like what you're hearing, you can check out oddballmagazine.com. This was Tuesday. 3 poems by Sudeep Sopakar. Look at that. That's got to be Regina Veluzzi. Is it? I don't know. Let me check. That is freaking beautiful. Wow. That's got to be her. Hold on. Let me just check. Who did that? Yep, Regina Veluzzi. Man, I love her stuff. All right. Here we go. 3 poems by Sudeep Sopakar. And look at that art by Regina Veluzzi. Damn, that is just beautiful. Confusion, delirium. They call it an ecstasy, failing to understand myself. Who am I to judge? Rather, why should I? I have tried to calm my brains. Medicines are helping me out now. A person I talk to soothing my state of confusion. Being confused is not a disorder, just an emotion in general. Embrace it with will. Steadiness ought to follow. Spastic. And if you guys like the art and the poem and how it relates to each other, please leave it in the comments. All right, here we go. Spastic. I have a heavy tongue, thus I slur in my speech. I'm on medications. Me too, buddy. Spastic. I have a heavy tongue, thus I slur in my speech. I'm on medications. My walk isn't that great. I cannot handle things. My neurons are to be blamed. My hands and feet tremble. I have accepted it as part of me, but my soul is clean. So is my heart. Then why keep me aloof from the everyday part? I wish to be loved. I wish to be an asset. Without your support, I won't be able to even touch my racket. Calling someone a spastic hurts them a lot, but what's worse is that the spirit of humanity dies. Oh, wow. That was spastic and confusion. And keep in mind, this is the art that we chose to go with it. I think it's a really beautiful representation of the poem so far. Kudos to Chad Parenzo for putting this all together. Depression. Sitting at a corner in the dark side of the room, I had a word with myself. Why am I liking this life with no light? Is this becoming my approach towards life, or is it just a phase? Closing over time. My brain had numbness. Body without much sensation. Appetite reduced. Feelings disappeared. Reluctantly, I had to agree. I am in depression. From darkness towards light, I am trying to travel now, just because of that acceptance. I love it. I love that. Sudeep Soparkar, thank you for being in Oddball Magazine. Thank you for talking about your truth. I hope that you're feeling better. I'm sure that poetry made you feel good at the time, and I will be reading a poem in a little bit that kind of talks about my struggle with depression and things like that. So thank you. And I won't even call it a struggle. I'll say you're living with something. And I don't even know. I can't speak for you, but your poem says you are in the depression. So I hope that everything is going better for you. And what a beautiful poem. Thank you. Sudharm Soparkar is a creative nerd who loves to express himself through words. He aims at removing the stigma revolving mental health through his poems. Me and Sudeep are in the same boat. Thank you, Sudeep, again for being part of this. Please submit your poetry again. And please, anyone with mental health stuff, diagnoses, whatever, anything that, that if you use art to create and poetry to deal with things, please send your stuff to oddballmagazine.com. That is the stuff that we want to hear. Check out editors at oddballmagazine.com and send us your stuff. All right. Art can illuminate even the most elusive and difficult to comprehend ideas. Visual rules and tightly codified visual metaphors help scientists communicate complex ideas mostly among themselves, but they can also become barriers to new ideas and insights. Dr. Regina Veluzzi's images are abstracted and diverge from the typical rules and symbols of scientific illustration and visualization. They provide an accessible window into the world of science for both scientists and non-scientists. I am so happy that she decided to send her work to me and be part of Oddball Magazine. And once again, Sudeep Soparkar, thank you. Although I've never met you, I really enjoy your poetry, and please consider submitting again. And this one, hey, I'll be honest with you. This one is a little bit ripe. There's a lot of expletives in this one because I was not feeling. It's called an off day because I was feeling off. So please, at this point, there's gonna be a lot of swears. So just let you know that. All right. So as you know, Jagged Thoughts is my column. I've had 268 Jagged Thoughts. Some of them are going to be positive. Some of them are going to be negative. That's what makes them Jagged Thoughts. So this is Jagged Thought 268, Off Day, Sandcastle. Hold on a second. Hello. Hi, babe. I'm doing a little recap of Oddball Magazine. Can I call you later? Okay. Well, have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Because I'm actually on, OBS right now. Facebook Live. No, I'm streaming right now. I'm talking while streaming. I love you. Bye. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, so Jagged Thought 268, Off Day, Sandcastle. A little bit about this. Sometimes I feel like I get sand kicked in my face, but with life and having to deal with a diagnosis and having to live with things and thoughts and all that kind of stuff. This poem, Jagged Thought 268, Off Day, Sandcastle, is an explanation of that. You've been warned. Okay, Jagged Thought 268, Off Day. That's the call. That right there, Jagged Thoughts. That was created by TJ Edson. He puts all these banners together. He's a great guy. All right, here we go. Off day. Jagged Thought 268 off day sandcastle. Jagged Thoughts 268 off day sandcastle. Off day. I need one. I had one. I can do better than this. I'm not the only one. The world is not really upside down, is it? I'm sick of this life. I'm living it. Down with the sickness, thunderbolts of lightning. I don't care any more what I'm writing. I give up. I wrote it once. It's hard work trying to be somebody, especially when you are me, cursed with these words, cursed to deal with this shit I stack on higher and higher when all I am is a liar. One ugly little liar, pathetic, holding my head up for nothing but an empty tug. I am worthless. I am ugly, but I refuse to give up. And I might be the biggest fuck up there is, a mentality that doesn't quit, that absorbs the beatings and your quick finishes, and still rises up to try and do something different. I got this. Look, I can't save everyone, and missteps happen. That's life. And man, I have sand kicked in my face so many times that I could build a sandcastle. Made of sand? Doubt it. I'm fucking made of granite. Thank you. And these words, who gives a shit who reads them? Damn the white pages and blue spaces. Spill all the ink. Tear up the notebooks. Crash the screens. Break the pencils. Throw the keyboard out the window. This mental. Damn, I'm done. Again. I'm back. I'm gone. I'm fine. I'll live. I'll sleep. I'll wake. The storm will pass. The night is dark tonight. I don't want to send this to Chad, but I have a deadline. A deadline? Never mind. Maybe another time. And I am the editor and founder of Oddball Magazine. His newest collection, Train of Thoughts, is forthcoming. That is true. Actually, I can show you the proof right now. Hold on. Check this out. Jacket. Check. I don't know. Did it get... Hold on. It says I'm live still, but it looks like I got caught somewhere. So we'll keep on going. All right. So if you get this, check it. This is my new book, Train of Thought, Poems from the Red Line. See, it says right here, not for resale. This is coming out before you know it. It's going to be in your hands. Check it out. So, all right, we're going to keep on going. So that was Tuesday. Let's keep on going. All right, let's get. So if you like that poem, if you don't like that poem, that's okay. It's all good. I've written 268 poems on this site alone, and they're not all gonna be good. So, here we go. Oh, epic autism review. Fleming's Bobrin. Okay, my favorite column besides Bruce Wise words is the E.a.r. with Fleming's Bobrin. This has got to be the best column on Oddball Magazine. It was Liza Zayas' Underground Garden, who I love dearly, but the Epic Autism Review is an amazing column. Thanks again to TJ for making the banner. This is great. So the E.a.r., yet another endless train of thought. And this is pretty funny, so I'll read it. While I posted on this page regularly, I spend a bulk of Lent off of Facebook, only posting twice. For me, the hardest part about being off of Facebook wasn't missing out on the newsfeed. It was not being able to use it as an outlet to project my endless train of thoughts. I also realized how much I relied on Facebook as a source for breaking news. It took me a good week to find out about Cardi B's shenanigans and other things. One thing I did during Lent was write down my endless stream of thoughts that I normally post on my Facebook. Here are some of my best from the last month and a half. Date someone who sends good morning messages as consistently as the IT help desk hotline at your job when your password is about to expire. Date someone who calls you as frequently as the Red Cross when you're a frequent blood donor. After all my years of living, I finally understand why they call it breakfast. It's that part of the day where you break your fast from the night before. Break fast. I'm dumb. If you see something cool on a website and have to call a salesperson for the price, it's going to be the most expensive thing you've ever laid eyes on. The steeper the discount, the more expensive the item is. They just want to give you the illusion of getting a good deal. If you see a gas price that seems too good to be true in an area with commonly high prices, it's definitely the cash-only price. Lifetime really this is so true. Lifetime really knows how to turn serious subject matter into a laughable movie that has you screaming dumbass to the main character every time they do something dumb. How many movies do I need to watch on Lifetime about some mother who miscarried her child finding her way into the life of a pregnant woman in order to kidnap her child? I've watched at least 5 movies on Lifetime that involve some woman who lost her husband from some unhealthy attachment to a new guy, get into his family's life, and plot to murder his wife to steal her man. You know your mother has been here for a while when she looks at one of the movies you're watching and recognizes both actors from One Life to Live. Every single one of the movies involves white people as the leads. This is probably the only time where I don't mind not being represented. We've got Tyler Perry to make stereotypical movies about us. Lifetime movies are to white people, while Tyler Perry movies are to black people. Laughable characters of either side that are made more laughable when they attempt to cover serious issues. 12. Tyler Perry's Daddy's Little Girls is the only movie of his that I can take seriously, and even that is a bit overdone. 13. I'm watching this show called Extreme RVs. These people are building super expensive RVs, yet they're throwing in shitty TVs like Toshibas and RCAs. What gives? While Matrix Reloaded isn't without its flaws, the freeway chase still remains, in my opinion, one of the most ambitious sequences in an action film. It is also one of my favorite scenes to use when calibrating home theater systems. 15. Denon Onkayo. I don't know what that means. 16. NHRA drag racing is the most therapeutic thing to watch. There's something soothing about watching cars dash down a straight line while hearing Southerners hawking over car specs. If a Law & Order SVU episode cold opens with some black guy on stage getting recognized for something, you best believe he's going to get accused of sexual assault in under 5 minutes. There are several episodes that open in such a fashion. 18. There are very few annoyances in the world that beat entering a brand new Trader Joe's and having to relearn the layout. Starting with Era Vulgaris, Queen of the Stone Age's album Art Game has been on point. Flemings, I agree with you there. Queen of the Stone Age is in a long line of bands during a phase where I discovered most of my rock and metal from guitar and rock band. 21. Spectre of Torment, Shovel Knight, Fight Me. I also don't know what that means. If you really want to test the strength of your relationship, play Cuphead. Nothing tests chemistry more than walking each other through a myriad of attack patterns. Nothing tests selflessness more having to take damage to revive your partner before their ghost leaves the screen. I cosplayed as Arthur at PAX. People took more picture of my fist than they did my actual outfit. I don't know what any of this means, Flemings. Some woman who came to my office told me I reminded her of an ex-boyfriend merely because of my voice and slightly awkward mannerisms. I'm not sure if I should be flattered or disturbed. I can't be the only weirdo that goes to a movie theater without friends, am I? I have friends, I just don't feel like coordinating group outings. You know you're old as F when you watch that scene in Captain Marvel when Carol crashes into the blockbuster. Us old heads laugh, and some kid asks his mother, who is close in age to me, why everyone is laughing. It's 2019 and people are still leaving the theaters before the end credits of Marvel films. Am I the only weirdo who tries to find the center of the row in a movie theater for optimal viewing? The thing that sucks is that there's an even number of chairs in every row at the AMC I go to, so I can never be in the exact center. It's special kind of hell. Captain Marvel is 2 hours of 90s kid fan service. 30. The Young Messiah and Nativity movies are historically inaccurate for one reason and one reason only. St. Joseph went through the entire Bible without saying a damn word, yet you give this dude several lines in both movies. 31. Gronk trying to bunt a baseball with the Lombardi Trophy is about as Gronk as it gets. You can't get any more Gronk than playing baseball with a trophy. It probably costs stupid amounts of money to make. 32. You ever light a fart so dank that even you're disgusted with yourself? Like, that shit is vile. What the hell did I eat? Shoves another boiled egg in my mouth while munching on Trader Joe's everything crackers with garlic hummus. Thank you, Flemings Bobrin, for your vivid honesty. Flemings Bobrin is an avid gamer and lover of music. When not working, Flemings likes to spend his time whipping up dank beats for the masses. He also spends his weekends thrift shopping for rare video games and obscure electronics. Other times, he's in front of a TV with a giant bowl of cereal enjoying shows from the 90s. I love his column. That is the Epic Autism Review with Flemings Bobrin. It's really a good column. All right, let's keep on moving on. We got a lot to go through. All right. Next, Wednesday, poem by Andrew Dooley. Andrew, thank you for sending me an email. I really do appreciate you submitting your work. I really like that you sent me an email. I really appreciate it. I love this poem, and this is, thank you. Appreciate it. Also, if you like Oddball Magazine, check us out at oddballmagazine.com. Oddball Magazine on Twitter, Oddball Magazine on IG, and on Facebook. Poem by Andrew Dooley. Thank you, Andrew, again. Ambler in a bad place. Half a bag in a Tennessee Ave, looking to mark my territory. I left a lot behind me, but I'll get back there at some point. Where'd that half a bag go? I asked the trees, the gravel, the rotting fence to my right, the line of cars leading to karaoke night. But I'm half a bag away from a vacation. They're calling. They're worried. But I'm walking straight enough. I can pull stars from a dirt black canvas. I'm on the roof of a car. It is my car. I asked the squirrel in the branch above my head, the little bit of nutmeg wedged in its mouth. I'm here for a weekend. My mouth is full. Please leave me alone. Nobody talks like that. But we talk like that here. It's half a bag out of a life partner. Something says long winter, lonely hibernation. Stock up on jewels like a dragon. I tell the dead leaves, the rust growing up a street lamp, the piece of gray shoelace caught in the blade of grass. I provide urgency and I get results. Andrew Dooley. Look at that. Ambler in a Bad Place by Andrew Dooley. Andrew Dooley is a bookkeeper and published poet from Warwick, Rhode Island. He graduated from Rhode Island College with a bachelor's in English and creative writing and published his first collection of poetry, Shine Walker, in February of 2018. David J. Thompson is a former prep school teacher and coach who now lives in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Raymond Carver, John Sayles, and John Prine are high on his list of heroes. His poetry photography book, Grace Takes Me, is available from Vegetarian Alcoholic Press. And that was a poem by Andrew Dooley with artwork from David J. Thompson. Thank you guys both for being in the magazine. Really, really do appreciate it. Okay. Wednesday, also, we had poem by Jacob Kobina e.a.r. Mensa with that is a beautiful shot right there. Bitter Heaven. In the midair, where heads are smoldering, where every flesh is flaw and well-defined, where restricted area is barbed wire, and every notion that is being crammed down is colored in glittering phrase of falsehood, is where your daughter is singing, is where rains slither on the walls, and filling the musical cadence, left behind in the meaningless specters by her late great-grandfather. Her voice is arresting a deadly locution. Her audience and the rest of you standing back to back are still waiting to trace those collective words from the gulf and beyond. Your uncle, after a long interval with physical existence in the deepest slumber, is preparing to descend. He claps and teased by old paddies and soldiers who carry trays full of cups. The birds sit in watching the drought. The sky returns with its night to color us. We are packed with stars and sulfur smell. Our wet heads glisten in the early dew. We receive small treats to become large and numerous, from where she is bird and fatigue. Her wings in the bow, or whatever that filthy little rag is called, you shove to contribute your difference in everything above us. Thank you, Jacob Kobina e.a.r. Mensa. Jacob Kobina e.a.r. Mensa is the author of the new hybrid works, The Son of a Solid Taurus, Conductor 5, Genus 4L Loki, and Handle Body. His individual poems are widely published and recently appearing in Rigorous, Beautiful Cadaver, Project Pittsburgh, The Meadow, Juked, North Dakota Quarterly, Cathexis Northwest Press, The Sandy River Review, Strata Magazine, Atlas Poetica, Modern Haiku, etc. He is algebraist and artist and lives in the southern part of Ghana, Spain, and Turtle Mountains, North Dakota. Cool. Jennifer Matthews, she is great. Poet, photographer Jennifer Matthews' poetry has been published in Nepal by Pen Himalaya and locally by the Wilderness Retreat Writers Organization, Midway Journal, the Somerville Times, Ibison Street Press, and Boston Girl Guide. Jennifer was nominated for a poetry award by the Cambridge Arts Council for her book of poetry, Fairy Tales and Misdemeanors. Her songs have been released nationally and internationally, and her photography has been used as covers for a number of Ibison Street Press poetry books and has been exhibited at the Middle East Restaurant, 1369 Coffee Houses, Soundbites Restaurant in Somerville, and McLean Hospital. Fantastic. Ibison Street Press is a great press. Check that out. That is Doug Holder's press. Check out the Middle East Restaurant if you want to see some great poetry on Saturday with Tony B. I have been at McLean Hospital, so thank you, Jennifer Matthews. She is check out her poetry, her photography one more time, and it really goes well with this poem. So thanks, guys. Thanks again. Poem by Jacob Kobina e.a.r. Mensa with with photography by Jennifer Matthews. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're moving on. All right, guys. Let me check and see if even anyone's listening. I doubt it. Nope. All right. So I'm going to keep on going. So check out Oddball Magazine. If you're just checking this out now, it is Friday, 7 o'clock. You are probably out there and about doing something. But check this out later. This is all the stuff that's on oddballmagazine.com. You can read it much quicker than I can say it out loud. But I wanted to show you guys what we do every week. And thank you, Chad Parento, for being an awesome associate editor. And also, I would say an art director, because you pretty much put the art and poetry together. So I wrangle in the columnists, and you do the poetry and art. And I totally appreciate it. By the way, my shirt says "Dress for the Job You Want," and it's a picture of an astronaut. I think that's awesome. Continue. All right. Okay, moving on. All right. All right. So now we have a column from the beginning. It's all one thing with James Van Looy. James Van Looy has been with us since the very beginning of Oddball Magazine. Not from the very beginning, because the very beginning was like 15 years ago with Randy Jackson. What's up, Randy? James Van Looy is someone who has been a mainstay at Stone Soup Poetry and has been an active poet for very many years. And he has a interesting column that is very political, very in your face, and I like it a lot. So here we go. All right, it's all one thing with James Van Looy. Johnny Rocco has nothing to compare to these gangsta banksta robbing the whole nation with their black-robed consigliere riding shotgun on their regular runs that ride roughshod over all the efficiencies of monopolistic industrial theft on planetary scale. In fact, they have a lock on scale itself as they sweep the sea clean of competition and just about everything that ever lived there once, while the people get to sell everything, especially themselves, below the gross domestic product, and their kids can always be soldiers and sailors, airmen, and space troopers. All these crimes could be dismissed with one single decision of the corporate supremes, and corporate Caesar can be counted on to bring the case, and his attorney general will take care of those so foolish as to blow the whistle, except it's all gone so global that we are always watching everything they do, including them watching all of us watching them. Ah, alas. The potty-mouthed press will call the kit and caboodle kettle black, and somehow black will again be bad, and the hurricane of the storm surge will roll over a drought of imagination, and no one will be allowed to say the obvious about the gratuitous wars and the corrupt occupations and the weight of all those invisible hands running in the darkness with a knife between the legs and another under the scrotum in our most intimate places where we're all trapped on the boat together, and unless we manage to get along, we just might sink with all hands lost far out to sea. And that was James Van Looy. He is a dynamic poet, in your face, takes no shit. I really appreciate what he does. James Van Looy has been a fixture in Boston's poetry venues since the 1970s. He is a member of Cosmic Spelunker Theater and has run poetry workshops for Boston area homeless people at Pine Street Inn and St. Francis House since 1992. Van Looy leads the Labyrinth Creative Movements Workshop, which his Labyrinth title poems are based on. His work appears weekly in Oddball Magazine. James has also, if you saw mine, I was at 268. James is at 282. So, James, you are beating me in as much poems as, or do I have 288? Okay. Feedback with Lizzie Von Teague. This is a very long and in-depth interview with Cherry. I'm just going to go down here. There's Lizzie and there's Cherry. And let's check it out. Here we go. How long is this? Okay, it's very long. There's Cherry again. That looks like a cover of Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. I'll read a short excerpt of this because it looks like they really get into it. What's an artist that people might not expect you to listen to based on your music but you love? I love Carly Rae Jepsen so much. High five, but I don't know if you can tell that from my music. You can kind of tell. It's not like listening to, I'm talking about like listening to Bruce Springsteen and finding out he likes NWA. He does listen to Public Enemy, actually. I listen to a lot of stuff, but I feel like it's kind of obvious because my shit's such a hodgepodge of genres. If you, to genre, I have to explain what your music is to people all the time, and I don't know what words to use. How would you describe your music? I have a new catchphrase for it every time somebody asks me, what's your catchphrase right now? I think it's like musical theater, neo-soul, or like theatrical neo-soul, experimental soul, or soul rock. I like to throw the theater in there because my shit is unbelievably theatrical. This is Cherry right here. What I love about your music, Blanquita, especially, is that it has like an emotional art even though it doesn't have a narrative arc. So like there's no characters who are progressing through the album lyrically, but each song fits into the album as a piece of the album as opposed to just a song on a compilation. I'm glad. That's something I really love in albums, and like I feel like I grow, like the character me, whoever that is, grows throughout the album, or at least I hope someone could think that. The character in Happy is definitely more mature than the entire rest of the album. I'm not sure if there's like a linear progression there where the character is going on a journey, but there's definitely some development. Yeah, I like to think so because it was kind of reflective of a specific period of time. What was the question again? If you want to hear more of this excellent interview, check out Elizabeth Von Teague and her Lizzie Von Teague's feedback. She does great work where she interviews people like Cherry. She will digest and dissect a lot of music. So check out Cherry Blanquita's album just 2 weeks ago that it just came out. So check that out. And definitely check out this interview. It's really great and in depth. And there's Cherry again. And here's a little snippet from Cherry. Poetry has always been a huge part of me as I write to. I don't know, to kind of figure out my own thoughts. I think I was also super inspired by To Pimp a Butterfly and Kendrick Lamar. When I heard that album, I was like, I know I need to have like theatrical. It's almost more like theater than beat poetry. Verbal theater, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly is a freaking amazing album, so I am totally with you on that one. All right, check out Feedback with Lizzie Von Teague. That is a great, great read. I just shortened it for the sake of time. All right, Bamboozle No More. So Janet Cormier, she is from Somerville. She's a Somerville poet. She has been with us for a long time, and she puts every Thursday Bamboozle No More together. So here it is. Bamboozle No More, How Does God Manage Heaven? How does God manage heaven? There must be times when even the angels rebel. And what happens if the saints stop marching? Are there any biblical references or hints about final destinations or trial periods? Who directs the traffic? And how are those sins really weighted in terms of importance? By Hollywood standards, are there special circumstances that can sway a soul's final destination? And is that final destination really final? Are there days when the traffic backs up at the pearly gates? And who does the actual paperwork? In fact, is paperwork actually a thing in heaven? And if so, which references does God consider? Excellent grades, essays, extracurricular activities like chess club, sports, cash, money, credit cards, or checks with proper identification? Just what does it take to get into heaven? Do you face the jury of your peers or strangers or angels? Can you change status with cash? Does the criteria change from year to year? Do you need documentation? Does God look at immigrant status? Does heaven ever run out of space? Or is office politics an earthbound phenomenon? Just how does God manage heaven? And just what will you do to get in? And that was Janet Cormier's Bamboozle No More. Janet Cormier is a painter, writes prose and poetry, and performs comedy. JC prefers different and original over pretty. She loves collecting stuff, but cleaning, not so much. Janet also talks to strangers a lot. Her column now appears weekly on Oddball Magazine. And it's awesome. Thank you, Janet, for being a part of Oddball Magazine for all these years. Okay, we're coming down to the end of the hour. Every Friday, this person, Bruce Wise, is an amazing person. He used to submit to the magazine a lot, and I was like, Bruce, I love your stuff, but I can't put you in all the time. So I said, Bruce, why don't you just have a column? And Bruce took full advantage of that and does great work. So a little bit about Bruce Wise. A local writer takes on multiple identities to deliver you the truth as he sees it. Who is he? Check back weekly to learn more. Okay, so a little bit about Bruce Wise. Bruce does all these different characters, like this one, and then he'll create a biography for the person that he does. So it's a really interesting and very intellectual column that I really like. So let me just find one. Here we go. An earthquake hit the Philippines by Cebu Awiz Desert. Now, if you were to arrange this would be Bruce Wise with his middle name. An earthquake hit the Philippines and shook its buildings so that water from a rooftop pool dropped rapidly below. A video shows water falling from high-rise Anchor suites in the Binondo district plunging down onto the streets. Train services were halted, roads and sidewalks clogged with those who fled from work as quickly as they could in throbbing flows. In Porac, northwest of Manila, more than a dozen died. There, a large supermarket crashed, so many terrified. Located as it is on the Pacific Ring of Fire, the Philippines is prone to Vulcan's cataclysmic ire. Man, that is awesome. Cebu Awi's Desert is a poet fond of the Philippines. I'm going to read another one because I really like his stuff. So once again, this is Bruce Wise's column, and he takes his name and he puts that's his name with his middle name. I don't know what his middle name is, but that's his middle name right there. So anyway, the Mayatson Dam in Kachin State. What I like about Bruce is that he's freaking really smart, and I like I love poetry with references, and this is just littered with references. So, the Mayatson Dam in Kachin State by e.a.r. Dawe. In northern Myanmar, thousands took their protests to the street against the Chinese-backed huge dam some would like to complete. The demonstrators say the project for the Belt and Road will ruin the environment and wreck the fish abode. The Irrawaddy Basin is home to many kinds of fish, more than 100 species nowhere else found on the earth. But still the Chinese want to satisfy their growing thirst. 6,000 megawatts would bring Myanmar more energy. The dam will flood an area the size of Singapore. Gee, this is only just a start. Some wish for more, more, more. e.a.r. Dawe is a poet of Myanmar, formerly Burma. Here we go. The terrorist attacks in Sri Lanka, Easter 2019 by Esala Kudabru. Once again, that's Bruce Wise's name, just kind of arranged to, and he creates a character. I love his column so much. Here we go. I'm going to try to do this. O curse Zarin Hashim and yes, Abu Muhammad too, for evil at the Shangri-La and Batakalu. Just two of all these vicious men who is Sri Lanka's calm. O Lord, the people cry aloud, they long for love and balm. Jihadist, suicidal, evil, tools of the hateful beast, came on a happy festive day to crush sweet joy and peace. Such cowards show no mercy, what a tragic Easter day, attacking parents and their children where they've come to pray. Sri Lanka, oh such angst has come to you, such hate and pain, these murderers of hundreds left earth this eternal stain. Esala Kudabru is a poet of Sri Lanka. At times it seems peace is so elusive. Here we go. Here's another one. Easter Flowers by e.a.r. Weeds. Trillium ovadum hoovers below the cluster of maple trees at the edge of our property. Yearly they do grow. At the time of Palm Sunday and Easter, their flowers turning from brilliant white to pink hues above the whirl of three broad leaves. It seems as if nature itself is true to what the followers of Christ believes. That God exists is in three persons, and Jesus was crucified on the cross, where he was weighted with all our burdens, the sins of the world that horrible dross. But rose again like Virgil's Ilium to face Rome's reign, the little Trillium. e.a.r. Burweeds is a poet of botany. Hippo Deaths by Sir Becca Ewald. Last one, guys. Here we go. The SNNPR Tourism Bureau noted that their park is filled with many mammals like the croc and cat. There's lions, leopards, lesser kudos in the grassland shrub, as well as black and white columbos, warthogs in the bush, as well there is the common bushback under azure skies. But last week there were 28 less hippopotami. It was the worst according to Kamara Wakjira, wildlife disasters ever seen in Ethiopia. Huge bodies floating on the river bloated to the max, the deaths thought to be due to toxic algae or anthrax. Sir Becca Ewald is a poet of Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa. SNNPR stands for Southern Nations, Nationalities, and Peoples Region in southwest Ethiopia. The adult hippo weighs about 7,000 pounds, and hippos are responsible for about 3,000 human deaths per year. All right. Okay. Here we go. We're getting to the end here, and this was all that was on Oddball Magazine for this week. Now, if you guys want me to not read this stuff, come to Oddball Magazine and read it yourself. And please, we can spend this time talking about Oddball Magazine, what's going on with Oddball Magazine, all that good stuff. So that's what's going on at Oddball Magazine. So I'm going to take that away real quick. And thank you for checking out Oddball Magazine. Let me just get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So, Oddball Magazine is a weekly magazine of poetry and art and entertainment. We broadcast every single day. Check us out, oddballmagazine.com. Before I leave, I just want to show you the Train of Thought, Poems from the Red Line. This book is going to be available very shortly, and I will be reading May 11th at the NAMI read, the big NAMI walk that's happening May 11th. Yeah, so there's a lot going on. Gabe Howard is coming back on the show on the Oddball Show on Monday. If you don't know what the Oddball Show is, it is really a great show. It's a podcast, and it is fantastic. So I'm going to move it out of here. So there it is. That's the Oddball Show. All right, guys. Thank you for this. Has been the weekly What's Up with Jason and Oddball Magazine. Check out the Oddball Show this Monday with Gabe Howard. Of course, you won't be able to check it out, but you'll be seeing it on iTunes very shortly. So have a great weekend. Check out Tony B's thing at the Middle East this week. It's going to be awesome. If you are in town, check out Stone Soup every Thursday in Park Street. Check out oddballmagazine.com. Check out jplineproductions.com. Check out the amazing poetry, amazing woman poetry showcase, Woman Poetry Showcase at Dudley Square Cafe. And that's all I have for now. So till then, I'll be seeing you, I guess. So thanks for bearing through this, and check us out next week. All right, peace.